Hey guys, it's Core Ross, and today we are talking about a game I am extremely passionate about. So, a quick history lesson back at E3 2017, I played Skull and Bones, and I freaking loved it. It was sensational, and I was looking forward to it coming out. Then it got delayed and delayed and delayed and delayed. And of course, now we are in 2024 and it's actually about to be released. Hopefully, anyway. That new release date is the 16th of February 2024, and it should actually be coming out this time. Now, this is a game that I had a lot of passion about because, of course, I got to play at E3. I really enjoyed it. It was cool and the mechanics were sweet, but it has changed a lot since then. It's gone through many betas that I have jumped into, and it's always been like limited betas, playing for like hours and not getting too far into it. There's always been limitations against the big ships, which is the big draw for me. When I played at E3, of course, we got to play with the big ships, and it was like freaking cool. Got to ram into stuff, got to use all kinds of abilities and everything, and it was just sweet. But the betas have always been the kind of start of the game and get into like medium-sized vessels. Anyway, Ubisoft has now given us our first look at the Endgame content along with the Year 1 roadmap. So this is a game that I don't know if I'll make much actual content about it. When it gets released, I'm sure I'm going to make a few videos and stuff. But overall, what I'm looking at here is a game that I'm going to play as my chill out game. It's going to be the game that I'm going to be very much relaxing with, and I expect to play quite a bit, but I don't expect to actually make like huge amount of content or anything on it. But it is the kind of game I can be quite excited about. Now, a little bit about the actual game itself. If you're looking for like a black flag, Assassin's Creed is where we got this kind of nice pirate mechanics from. That is not going to be the game you want. Skull and Bones isn't like that. You're very much confined to your ship. You do get out and run around on land, but it's very limited. It's not, to be honest, I don't even think the running about on land should be in the game because it's very lackluster. But the stuff in the boat is awesome. Now, I've had people say to me, why don't you just play Sea of Thieves? And I do. I love Sea of Thieves. It's awesome. Play it with friends, and there's a bunch of videos on this channel actually with my friends playing Sea of Thieves, and it's an awesome game. But what I don't like about it is that you can't have multiple ships, and you and your buddies going around with a few different vessels doing different things. And with this game, of course, you got your own ship, and your friends have their own ship, and you can also build them out entirely differently. So you can have a very tanky ship, you can have a stealthy ship, you can have a fast ship, you can have a cargo ship, you can do whatever the heck you want. You can even have healing ships in this game, right? So this is, I would say, more like World of Warcraft on the water than the Assassin's Creed Black Flag. Now, I don't know if ultimately this is going to be the game that I was hyped for originally and what it will end up being like, because like I said, the betas have always been the first part of the game and the end game content's always been kind of locked off. So I'm curious to see what this game will be like when it actually fully launches and you properly get into the game. And of course, it's a game that feels a little bit like it should be free to play, but it is a game you have to buy. And it's got the old, go and pre-order and you get yourself a couple of days early access and all that stuff, which I say don't pre-order. Don't worry about getting early access to the thing, because you know what's going to happen? The servers will go down in the first couple of days. So don't be in a rush to get into this game. I think it's going to be a good, potentially good game to chill out with, pick it up in a sale afterwards. If you are going to buy it, you can use the code COREROSS on the Ubisoft store to pick it up if you want, but you don't need to. Like, you can definitely wait a bit to play this later. Now, let's go over what's actually been released about the roadmap for first year, because this is something that is making me hyped again, because I kind of dropped that hype down a little bit as time has gone on, and now the hype is starting to come a little bit back up as we get close to launch. And the roadmap is not something I was honestly expecting to see. I thought this would probably show up after the launch. So I'm very happy to see this coming out, and it shows at least there'll be some support for the first year. This could be like Rainbow Six Extraction, where it literally gets 1 year of support and then that's it. But I'm hoping this will be a future support. So a few things before we jump right into the roadmap. There's new stuff they've announced that I don't think had been announced before, which is that you're going to be able to control like your own basically companies in the game, where you'll be able to set up trade routes, ship stuff, and manufacture stuff. So you're going to have basically the control of an empire on the open ocean with your character. That's cool and not something I expected. That's kind of like a mini strategy game inside it. So that's cool. Don't know how good it's going to be. That's not been any of the betas or anything like that. But that's more than I was expecting. So that's awesome. So yeah, let's jump into the roadmap, and it's going to be very similar to Rainbow Six Siege, which has been a successful model, and of course that's also been exported to stuff like For Honor and things like that are still continuing on today with additional content. So there's going to be 4 seasons per year. This is going to bring in new vessels, new weapons, and of course you're going to have your seasonal rewards. No mention of a battle pass, which is good if there is no battle pass. There's also going to be a ranking system, so you can work your way up the pirate rankings. There is PvP in this game, but it's quite optional, and you can, I think, get ranked up without doing any PvP at all, because it's all about kind of being an infamous pirate. So you got a lot of different ways to do this, with like controlling your company, going out pirating, or you could be a smuggler, or you could just be a normal dude doing cargo transport. There's a lot of options to do all kinds of things, and you can also take over like territory and stuff like that. There's also going to be new factions that get added in, which are big bad guys that you can go off and fight. Now, this is where I worry about the game, because I think they'll probably just get super tanky. Like, it won't be like you're fighting some pirate vessel. It'll be like you're fighting some dude out of the division who can take 1,000 bullets to kill. So I'm a bit worried about that, and maybe I'll stay away from that content if it is kind of just very tanky stuff. But still, nice to have. And this roadmap overall for me is something that I like the look of. And because I'm planning to play this game as quite a chill experience and jump into it every so often when I kind of need something to chill out and go see something beautiful and watch stuff explode and go boom, then this is the game I'm looking to jump into. And like I say, I'll play games like Sea of Thieves and other stuff like that too, but I do like the idea of all of my friends being in separate boats, doing our separate things, and we can potentially get some like cool strategies going and builds and all that. So very happy with the roadmap. It looks good. I like the addition of new ships, new weapons. All of that's going to just be fun to play with every season. So yeah, this is actually looking like I'm going to enjoy this game when it comes out. Like the initial impressions I had when I played it way, way back many, many years ago. And we'll see if it ends up being good. I do think that, unfortunately, because of its age, it's been in development for so long, it doesn't look as cool as it could. Like, the water doesn't look as good as Sea of Thieves and stuff like that. It isn't as sparkly as I would like it to be as well. It does look like a game from like 5 years ago, which is unfortunate. But still, it has beautiful big explosions, and that's kind of what I'm looking for when I'm going out pirating. So yeah, let me know what you think of Skull and Bones right now as it gets close to launch, and are you planning to actually pick it up, whether that's with release or later. And like I say, recommendations from me is pick it up later, get it in a sale, and pick it up for cheap. I would also imagine this might end up on Game Pass as well, like a lot of other Ubisoft games have. So I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being quite a good game to pick up, potentially for free on Game Pass in the future. But if you are crazy enough to buy it on launch or pre-order it, which you should not do, then you can use the code COREROSS in the Ubisoft store. Anyway guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.